Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our weekly Tally CA Connect. This time we are connecting with CA Kunal Sonier, who is an eminent speaker with us and a very influential Tally evangelist. So, good evening, Velu Swamiji. I saw your message. Thank you for it. Yes. Okay. So today's session is going to be based on about provisions in Tally Prime. So there is a conception that for Tally Prime to basically work on manufacturing practices in Tally Prime, some major tweaks are required. It is not an easy process. So precisely today's session we have kept to address such concerns around the manufacturing capabilities of Tally Prime, and with certain configurations and few best practices, how will we be able to set up our Tally to handle the transactions which are routine as well as non-routine. Today we have CA Kunal Soni with us. Allow me to introduce the speaker to the forum. CA Kunal Soni is basically from Ahmedabad, who is a practicing chartered accountant from Mistry and Shah LLP Chartered Accountants. Currently, he has good experience in ERP implementation, and his main domain of work includes giving advisory to on system implementations through Tally-based software on companies' requirements. He has 2 years of corporate experience and has been designated as Group CFO for one of the leading textile manufacturing companies. He has managed to take care of the finances and ERP implementation in the group, and he has set up an entire end-to-end process and systems through Tally for industries like paper, textile, and IT. He has taken more than 100 corporate training sessions on ERP and has evenly successfully worked on various modules along with in various industries. Apart from this, he has been also very active in the areas of corporate advisory, services for financial restructuring, corporate restructuring, import and export, in working on various advisory schemes on various incentive schemes that the government rolls out, working with various government subsidies and consulting on same. He is Six Sigma White Belt certified professional in Tally. With that introduction, let me now hand over the virtual mic to CA Kunal Bhai. Kunal Bhai, all yours.
Thank you, Janakji, for the introduction.
I was running out of breath, Kunal Bhai.
A very good afternoon to one and all present. Hope everyone is doing well currently. Discussing about the topic, what was the reason to have this topic? As clearly indicated by Janakji, that there is one sort of misconception that what happens that Tally is able to take care of the statutory compliances, financial requirements, and all those things. But the thing is that for manufacturing process, when we talk about, people do have that misconception that our inventory could not be managed properly, our entire manufacturing process could not be set up properly in Tally. So how the same could be tackled, how it is possible through various configurations in Tally, today we are going to look on the same. So we would be discussing about the entire inventory management, right from the very basic to the reporting that Tally provides. So starting with the same, I would just like to share with my screen. So what we have done currently is we have created one demo company. This is ABC Limited. Now, basic thing that we need to start off to have inventory configuration in Tally, we need to go to F11 tab. Under that tab, we need to set this option to yes, maintain inventory. This is the first option that we are supposed to have to manage the inventory. Now, there is one more option, that is integrate accounts with inventory. What is the relevance of this particular option? See, Tally provides with two functionality. One thing is, let's say you want to manage your inventory. However, in your balance sheet or profit and loss, the amount of closing stock that is displayed, that you don't want to integrate with your stock summary. So what you could do is, you could set this particular option to no, and you could enter the stock details manually in your balance sheet and P&L. So in case you want to just directly punch the value of your closing stock in balance sheet P&L, you can set this option to no, integrate accounts with inventory. However, you want that the value that has been displayed in your closing stock summary, your stock register, that needs to be displayed in your balance sheet P&L, then you can set this option to yes, that is integrate accounts with inventory. Okay. Suppose that there are various options like multiple price level, enable batch expiry dates for batches, job order processing, cost tracking. We would look on all this multiple price level, how reorder levels could be managed through Tally, how cost tracking could be managed through Tally. First thing that we are going now is currently under the stock item creation, the master creation, that how stock category could be created, stock group could be created, what are the relevance of all those options. So see, when you go to the master creation tab, there are various options like stock group, stock category, stock item. What is the relevance of each of the same? Say we would take up an example. Now see, this is just an example that there are 4 stock items. Brand A 19-inch LED TV. This is our stock item. Brand A 17-inch LED smart TV. Brand B 19-inch LED TV, and brand B 17-inch smart TV. Now see, there can be more than one segregations. Means you want to segregate the same under this subgroup, that there should be 2 separate tabs for brand A and brand B. So you want to know that what is the total stock under brand A. So one thing is that you even want to know that what is the total stock under grade 1 and grade 2. You even want to know what is the total stock of LED TVs. And this is the main category, that is television. So how all those things could be managed, that we would look. Now see, first thing that we have defined here is currently what is the main group, that's the stock group. So stock group, main group is grade 1 and grade 2. Underneath the same, there are 2 subgroups, that is brand A and brand B. And under this brand A and brand B, there are stock items. So when we go to stock item master, we have created all the stock items. Now see, going to brand A 17-inch smart TV. So now see, it is displaying that we have grouped the same under brand A, and brand A is grouped under grade 1. So this is the relevance of this particular thing, that how you want to manage your inventory. Means main group, subgroup, under subgroup also you could create subgroup. And when stock summary report you would be displaying, see there is stock summary tab. So see, when you are displaying here, so under grade 1 it is displaying brand A, under grade 2 it is displaying brand B. I am pressing shift enter for the shortcut. Under brand A it is displaying brand A 17-inch smart TV, brand A 19-inch LED TV. Similarly under brand B it is displaying like that. So in case you want to know what is the stock of a particular group or particular subgroup or particular stock item, you could know it directly from here. So this is the relevance of group, subgroup, and similarly you could define the stock categories. Now see, we have even defined the stock categories in this particular stock item. Now see, here category we have kept a smart TV for brand A 17-inch smart TV. Category subcategory smart TV, and it is under the main category of television. So even if you want the grouping of the same, you can have it. You can go to display mode reports, inventory reports, stock category. So now see, under the television group, television category, there are 2 subcategories, LED TV and smart TV. Under LED TV, it is brand A 19-inch LED TV, brand B 19-inch LED TV, and similarly for smart TV. So in this particular manner, you can define your stock groups and stock categories. So this was the basic regarding the master creation, that what is the relevance of each of the 3 items, stock group, stock category. Now we are moving to stock item. Now see, to add the additional options in this particular stock item tab, what you are supposed to do is, you are supposed to go to this F12 tab for configuration. Here you can enable all the option that whether you want to provide an alias for the same or part number for stock items. Now see, these particular options are basically useful for stores and spares management in various industries. How it happens that see, alias is used for a specific company tracking option, means company would be having its own series for various stock items. So that particular series company could mention in the alias. And for many of the corporates, let's say when they want to give their purchase order, the specific vendor asks them that you quote our part number. So in part number is the unique number that is provided by various vendors in their catalog. So what happens that when you provide with the part number, they can easily identify that you have ordered which particular item. So even that option is available here, that you could mention the part number for stock items. You can set the same to yes directly. Okay, then furthermore, it is if you want to provide some sort of description for stock item, so that let's say whenever you are printing your particular invoice, then at that particular time, if you want that even the description of stock items should be printed, then that you can set the same to yes here. Similarly, it is notes for stock item, unit of measure, and all these options are available. So if you want to enable or disable anything, you can just do it from the F12 feature in Tally. This is the description tab where you could mention the description, the part number. Let's say for any particular item you want to mention the part number, you could mention here. Alias, if you want to mention, then you can mention here. Suppose that there is an option for unit of measures. Now see, once you have created any particular stock item, you won't be able to change the unit of measure if any entry has already been done. So see what is happening currently. Post I am pressing enter. After the category, it is directly going to batches. It would not let me to modify the unit of measures as data entry has already been done in this particular stock item. So what you could do is you could let's say whenever you are creating any sort of new stock item, let's say I'm just writing ABC. So here it would let me ask that what are the unit of measures. This unit of measures have already been created. Like there are various unit of measure like box, grams, kgs. This is one of the compound units that we have created, meters, numbers. So if you want to manage unit of measure, even that thing is possible. And this is the master for unit of measure creation. So let's say you want to create any, it would ask you with two options, simple and compound. What is the relevance of this? Let's say if you want if you just want to mention something in like kgs only and meters only or like that. However, compound unit is used when you want that you want some sort of report in both the units. So let's say 1 dozen is equivalent to 12 numbers. So if you want that both the things should be displayed, even if your main unit is numbers only, but even that you want that how many total dozens are there, then in that case you could use this option compound unit. So it would ask you with two things, meters or kgs or grams. You could do grams, 1,000 grams of 1 kg or like that. You could mention the same here. So it is provided at kgs of 1,000 grams. So if you want to maintain multiple units, then it is possible in this manner. Else you could have it for simple unit. What is the relevance of UQC? Now, see, it is mandatory that you provide the UQC details. It is basically useful for the GST return generation. It is mandatory that you map the UQC, then only your GST returns would be generated properly. So that thing needs to be taken care at the time of master creation itself. So this was the relevance of unit of measure option. There is one more option, that is maintaining batches. This is basically useful for the pharma sector. See, pharma sectors, they generally need to maintain medicines and all those stuff in various batches, that it was for which particular batch. Now, in case medicines of particular batch are expiring at a particular date, So they even would be requiring the report of the same. So in that particular case, it is useful. Tally will be providing you with a report entirely batch wise, that how much, let's say for a total, let's say medicine, for medicine, there is a total stock of 1000 numbers. Now, out of this 1000 numbers, it is divided into 20 batches. Then how much stock is lying in each particular batch, that could be traced from Tally itself directly. So you are just supposed to do, like, you are just supposed to set the same 2 years, maintain in batches. You can set it 2 years. If you want to track this particular option, track date of manufacturing and date of use expiry dates, you can set the same 2 years, so that you could have an entire report that which particular batches are expiring at which particular date, so that it is easily traceable. And you could just sell off that stock at the earliest, prior to the date it is getting expired. Further, there is one more option of bill of material. Now see, this particular option, bill of material, is basically useful for manufacturing process. Let's say you set the same 2 years. We have created one bill of material named TV, that is for television. So for creation of television, what all things are required, you can mention the year. So let's say we have, just for an example, we have mentioned two things, that to have one television, I need screen. So screen is the raw material. I need one quantity, and I equivalently need IC. That is also raw material, and I need one quantity. Now, in case if there is any, for certain industries, if there are any sort of byproducts that are generated, even that could be mentioned here. What you are supposed to do, see, I am just enabling all the options. What Tally would do, it would provide you with list of all the stock items here. So you can select any of the stock items. I'm just selecting for an example. Post that, you could provide that this particular stock item you want to consume from which particular go down. So that also you could manage, provide here. So let's say if it is consumed from go down 1. Now, what is this particular thing? Is it the raw material? Is it component? Is it a byproduct? Is it a co-product, or is it a scrap? So that thing you could mention here. Based on the same, your manufacturing entry would be affected. So post this, what Tally would do, let's say if you manufactured today 50 set of brand day television. So what Tally would do, Tally would by default produce 50 brand day 17-inch smart TV, and it would consume the stock of screen and IC amounting to 50 numbers by itself. So here you could define the component or byproduct, or whether it is scrap, that you could define here, and what is the quantity of the same. In case you want to allocate the cost of the same specifically, this is useful for byproducts. That let's say I'm selecting co-product or byproduct here. Number is 20. How much percentage of total cost I want to allocate to this particular byproduct? If there is any standard ratio, then also that also I could mention here. So if there are any such scenarios, you could mention the same here. Now, as we have taken this topic currently, bill of material, we would even see how manufacturing entry for the same could be passed. So first thing, to manage Tally through bill of material is you are supposed to have a voucher type for the same. Now see, there is a normal voucher type that is there, that is for stock journal. This is the normal voucher type that is there. See, here there is one more option, use as manufacturing journal. So whenever you want to pass any manufacturing journal, you need to set this option to yes. So what we have done is, we have created one more voucher type, that is assembling. So it is grouped under the tab of stock journal. And here we have set this option to yes, use as manufacturing journal. So what would happen whenever you are doing any data entry, you are pressing Alt F7 for stock journal. So it will provide you with two options. It is stock journal or it is an assembling. You could set this to yes. Now see, I'm selecting any of the stock item. Supposingly we are selecting this brand is 17-inch smart TV. So see what happens, as we have already defined bill of material here. So it is displayed that for this we need screen and IC. It by default took that to manufacture this thing, screen and IC are required. It has the name of bill of material is displayed by default here. In which particular go down you want to store the same. Supposingly you have manufactured today 30 set of smart TV. So now see what happens. Soon you enter 30. It took by default that for manufacture of 30 sets of brand A smart TV, you need to have 30 sets of screen. The rate would be taken from the existing rate of stock item, means the rate at which closing stock is valued currently. So it would consume by itself. Is it clear till here? Or if there are any questions, then you can just do let know.
Kunalji, we have one question Q&A. How to create multiple stock item in Prime?
Okay. Just a minute. I would just okay. I would go through the same. See, previously when you used to have in the company creation screen, you used to have various options like you can have through single screen you were able to create multiple ledgers and all those stuff. Tally Prime currently it by default provides you with an option to have it on individual basis. A reason for the same is, see, even if you are going for multiple creation, what would happen that you cannot define all the things at a single stretch. Means currently for stock items also TDS is applicable now on purchase of goods. Even TCS is applicable, and apart from that, even there are GST configurations to be done. So it's better to do it individually only, and Tally provides with that functionality that you could have it individually, so that the configurations for the same could be defined clearly. So going to our example, let's say for branch we went, currently there are 40 numbers. Now we would even see what is the cost tracking option. We would see it later. So see, it would by default provide you with this particular thing. And in case there are any overheads that have been incurred, then you could mention the same here. So let's say there is any sort of overhead allocation, you can mention that, you can provide that it is to be 5%. You could just mention the same means 70,000 here. Or in case if you directly want to mention any value, let's say 1 lakh rupees, then that also you could mention here. So now see what is happening when you are entering the data here. It is calculating the total cost of finished product, cost of production. What was the total additional cost? That is 1 lakh rupees. So effective cost turned out to be 14 lakh plus 1 lakh rupees. So it turns out to be 15 lakh rupees. So 15 lakh rupees divided by 40 numbers. So per unit costing of this particular finished good turns out to be 37,500. So in this way you could get your manufacturing process. Okay, how to create BOM in Tally Prime? Okay, so see, we saw previously, then the stock item creation screen, you can set this option, alter BOM components. You can set this option to yes, and you could mention here. So if you want to create any other BOM, that also you could create. I'm just mentioning ABC. I'm mentioning 50 here, or rather 1 here. For manufacturing this particular television, supposingly I need monitor that should be consumed from the raw material go down. This component, I need one. Supposingly you need screen, then you can mention here, and you can just save the same. So in this particular manner, you can configure BOM. Now see one more thing. Many a times it might be possible that when you would be creating your stock item, this option only won't be there. So you need to make sure that under the F12 features, set component list bill of material in stock item is set to yes. If this particular option is set to no, you won't be able to create BOM in Tally directly. Hope the same is clear. Now there is one more thing, set alter standard rates. What is the relevance of this particular option? Supposingly, if you want to provide some sort of standard rate for your, uh, let's say selling price or like that, or for the valuation or inventory, if you want that your inventory should be valued at a particular standard rate only, you could define that you could define that from let's say from 1st July, this would be our rate for the purpose of valuation or like that, and you can have your valuation on the same. Or if you want to provide one sort of fixed selling price rate, then even that you could provide here. So you could mention the effective date of the same here. Let's say 1st July, rate is rupees 50,000. It is the unit of measure. And similarly, you could set the standard selling price here. Now there is one more option. What is enable cost tracking? Now see, cost tracking is one of the very useful feature. How you could use the same is, if you want to have an entire costing, that let's say your finished good is sold at rupees 50,000 rupees, and for the manufacture of that 50,000 rupees finished good, supposingly your raw material cost was 30,000, you the overhead and all other expenditure that you incurred on the same was 40,000 rupees. Then what is the net profitability of that particular order or like that you could trace through cost tracking. So we would see an example that how cost tracking could be managed through Tally. So see, what is the basic requirement that you are supposed to do is you need to set this option to yes, enable cost tracking. So currently for brand is 17-inch smart TV, we have set this option to yes. We have already done one data entry for the same. You could see the report first of all how it is displayed. Post that, we would have a walkthrough as to all the data entries that are being made for the same. So there is one report in display mode report, statement of inventory, item cost analysis, and here there is one thing that is cost track breakup. So now see, for this particular item, we have already done some of the data entries. So how it is displaying that what is the total revenue for this particular item. So this is basically reflected from the sales entry that you have done. So we have done one sales entry in our voucher type, that let's say it is sold to Mr. X, ledger is sales ledger. Now see, what we have done here is, see, it would ask you with the cost tracking details that you want to track the cost of the same against which particular order. So this was for sales order, that is brand A 17-inch smart TV. You can select the same here. So based on the same, what would happen that for this particular tracking number, all the revenue and all the cost would be allocated directly. So we have selected the same to one here. So it is displaying in this particular report of cost track number 001. So based on the same, the sales figure it has fetched from here. Apart from that, we passed some of the manufacturing entries. So this was the manufacturing entry that was passed. So see, here also it is asking you with an option. So here also we provided that it needs to be allocated to cost tracking number 001 for sales order number. This brand is 17-inch smart TV, and the number of units are 60. So this particular cost of 50,000 plus 87,500, that has been allocated directly here. And apart from that, this was the consumption cost. If you want to, this is the 87,500, that is the overhead cost that we did in this particular entry. So 17 lakh 50,000 was the raw material cost, and this was the overhead cost. Supposingly you have incurred some sort of expenditure for this particular order. So what would happen? Let's say traveling expense. This you are providing. So here also you could set this option to yes. Allow cost allocation for stock items. Once the same has been set to yes, what Tally will do is, whenever you would be passing any journal or any purchase entry for this particular ledger, it would ask you that you want to track the cost of the same to which particular order. So you could select the same here, that cost track to 001 brand A 17-inch smart TV, and the amount is 3000. So in this manner, what would happen? All your cost, be it be direct, indirect, purchases for this particular thing, all those things would be displayed here. So this is your total allocable cost, the overhead allocation. This is the indirect expenses that you have incurred for this particular order, and this is the total revenue for this particular order. This is the cost of production, the cost of this screen and IC. So based on the same, it is providing that your total revenue currently is 24 lakh 50,000, and your total cost of production is 18 lakh 40,000. So for this particular thing, the 60 numbers are there. So it has provided you with a figure that what is the net profitability. Net profitability is 6 lakh 9,500, and the profit per unit is displayed here. So Tally would provide you with a complete report of each particular order, or for each particular item. If you want that for this particular item I sold to this customer, what is my net profitability? Only thing is you need to make sure that you are doing proper data entry for the same. Is this thing clear, or there are any sort of questions in the same?
No questions as yet, Kunal bhai. So I will request participants, if there are any questions, they can use the question answer tab. Yeah, there is a question coming. How to go tracking?
Okay, so how to go tracking? See, in the stock item creation screen, it would ask you with the option here, enable cost tracking. Now, see, for this particular option, it is set to yes. Here also, see, there is one option here in the F12 tab. Is cost tracking applicable for stock items? Once you have set the same to yes here, then only this option would be provided in the stock item master creation screen. If the same is set to no under the F12 tab, it won't be displayed here. So you need to make sure that it is set to yes, that is cost tracking applicable. Once the same is set to yes, then only it would be displayed here. And based on the same, you just need to set this to yes in the stock item master creation, and at the time of data entry, you just need to provide the references for the same.
Hope Meghaji that answers your question. And do use the chat box or question answer. We'll be happy to answer. Munish Devraj is asking, please show us sub-assembly entry. Yes, Kunal,
so,
you were adding something?
Yeah, so the second question that has been asked is, please show sub-assembly entry. Now, to the extent I'm getting your question, it is like that let's say there are two manufacturing process. Means, let's say from raw material, it is created to some sort of WIP. From WIP, it is getting created to finished good. So ideally, there are two processes, and you want to know that how that could be managed. So supposingly, let's say what we can do is we are creating one more stock items. Just for example, that from these two televisions, let's say your third item is created. So what you could do is you could create one more BOM. So let's say I'm creating one more stock item. I'm creating the stock item named television. What I can do here is, see, previously your television, that 19-inch and 17-inch, they were your finished goods. So you just manufactured the same and you sold the same. However, in the current scenario, let's say they are not your finished good, rather they are a part of manufacturing process. Process one is cleared on the same, and now combining that two particular items, you are preparing third item. So you can set the same to yes here. So see here again, you could mention that for manufacturing of this particular thing, what all things are required. So just for example, I am taking one of the televisions I'm using. This is to be taken from finished good go down. this will become component. Now see this particular finished good, this was the thing that was your finished good previously. You could set the same as component in this. Number of quantities one. Similarly, supposingly you need this other item that is let's say screen. And you even need suppose this particular thing. So you could set all the things to yes. Now what would happen? Again, we are going to this particular voucher type, assembly. Now see what would happen when you are entering the same, this all things would be consumed. So there are two processes, supposingly there are two processes or there are 10 processes. Then for each of the same, you could mention that what all things are required as a part of consumption and what is going to be produced from the same. Now currently nothing is lying in this particular godowns as such. I just provided in the BOM. So what would happen? It would take the quantity that is to be there, but value currently is not there for this. So I mentioned. So now see, in this both things, under the finished good go down, there was no asset stock item. So rate it is not fetching. However, in brand date was there, so it has been fetched here. So is the question clear? Hello. I think it was from
Milin Bhai it was from. I think just hold on. I have answered it, so I've dismissed it. It was from, just hold on.
yes.
Monish Devraji. Yes, Kunal Bhai, we can move ahead now. Monish ji, if there is anything else, you can definitely.
So there is one more question. Yes, but
yes,
how to make labor charges? Okay.
Yes.
So see, there are two things. How you want to allocate your cost to the production. Now, one is on the base of the let's say an industry is working on standard rates. So supposingly, what all there are many allocable overheads, like be it be some sort of power or like that. Now you cannot allocate power cost directly. You might be getting the monthly bills for the same, correct? But what you are supposed to do, suppose for a particular stock item that you are just knowing that to create this particular stock item, supposingly 10 units of power is consumed, and based on your standard assumption, you want to allocate cost to the same. So in that case, what you could do is you could just mention the same here. I'm creating one ledger, power allocation. So you could mention that let's say it is 5% of cost, or you could mention the flat amount, let's say 5,000 rupees. Now see, when you are entering the data here, this is not going to impact your profit and loss account. It is just for the allocation purpose. So what it would do is it would increase your cost of production, but it would not reflect anyway in financials. Your means it won't affect your PNL and all those stuff. Only thing is it would increase your cost of production. So one of the things is that you could mention this power allocation directly here, and you could allocate the same. Now supposingly you have incurred any expenditure specifically for this particular order, and you have got the invoice for the same. So in that case, what you could do is, supposingly you got checked the technical feasibility of this particular project, and you got a professional invoice of rupees 10,000. So this is the professional fees invoice. Now see, what I did is I set this option to yes, that allow cost allocation. Or let's say you told that you want to allocate labor charges for the same. So let's say we are taking labor charges only, that you hired 4 laborers specifically for this particular project. So labor charges, you can set this option to yes here. Allow cost allocation for stock item. So labor charges, your total labor cost for this particular project was 10,000. So suppose that you could just select the cost tracking option here. Once you have done the same, you could allocate that this particular 10,000 is to be allocated to this particular order. And if you want to mention any of the cost category, then also you could do the same. Payable to Mr. Creditor.
I have unmuted Monish ji. Kunal bhai wanted to speak.
Yes, yes. So in this way, whenever you are passing your journal entries or purchase voucher, you could directly allocate the same to that particular order. Yes, Monish, your mic is activated.
Okay, and now I have understood. I just wanted to see visually how that entry passes through. Or I'll just give you a brief what we are doing. We manufacture 5 different components,
Okay.
and then we assemble those components into one particular order.
Okay.
So we are basically EPC contractor kind of a thing.
Okay.
So we take order from client for a particular project. We
Okay.
manufacture certain components, we buy certain components, then we assemble all these components into one. Then we do installation and all these things. So we want to have a primary cost center as a project, but at the same time we want a secondary cost centers as well, like our sales and distribution cost. We want to allocate those costs individually, item wise to that particular project.
Correct. So see, just for our example, currently we pass this particular entry. Correct? The labor cost that you told. Now going to this particular report only. See what happens. It would display you here that this is the direct cost of 10,000. Supposingly you are getting n number of invoices that you could allocate directly here. So
Okay.
you could get the overall costing of that particular project, and your overall profitability also could be known from here. Only thing that you need to make sure is you just need to provide the reference of the same. This option should be set to yes. Allow cost allocation for stock item, and at the time of passing data entry, you just need to provide the reference of your order.
Okay. Can you show me how to prepare? See, like chart of accounts, there is a costing chart as well, right? I'm sure you must be aware.
Sorry, please repeat.
Like chart of accounts in costing, there is a primary cost allocation and secondary
Correct.
cost allocation.
Correct.
Can you show me how to prepare that?
See,
Because we are developing a new system now.
Okay. See, one thing to be very clear. Currently, we have not used the cost center feature. This has nothing to do with the cost center feature. That is altogether a separate reporting. This is basically from the manufacturing purpose. How this particular order, this particular reference, that is reference number 1, how it is generated, we would look on the same. See what first thing that you might be getting is you might be getting the sales order of your customer, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Based on the same, your entire process would be starting.
Yes.
So what you could do is, see there is an there would be an option here that is for sales order. Shortcut is Control F8. So this is Mr. Data. You are getting an order for the same. You need to punch the same. Now see the order number that is displayed here is 3. You are selecting sales ledger. Say you are selecting this particular item. Now see here it is asking you with the cost tracking. That what should be the cost tracking. Now this is the order number 3. Suppose you want to create the reference of the same, you can do the same by just selecting this particular thing. So we selected 3. So what would happen? By default, this particular order number reference would be created, and post this, whatever data entry you are passing, you would be getting this in your drop down list. So you could just directly select the same. So at the time of creation of sales order itself, this can be created.
Okay.
Now coming to our point. Now see there is one more option here, correct? So you would be getting the reports order wise. So it is displaying that there is one order of 50 numbers that we have entered. Suppose that whenever you are doing your data entry, all those things would be, if you have entered sales transaction, it would be reflected here, or any costs are allocated, it would be reflected here.
Okay. So there is no need to create a different kind of voucher for this. Only with the
yes, at the time of creation of sales order itself, it would be done. And this also
So
has
it,
nothing to do with the cost center in Tally. That is also altogether a different reporting perspective.
okay.
Okay, yeah, thank
So
you.
are we discussing cost allocation as well today?
Yeah, so cost allocation, see, basically what we discussed, that cost allocation that you want to do, there are two options. This particular thing that you told, that labor cost, if you have incurred any sort of actual labor cost for a particular order, at the time of data entry only, you could directly allocate the same year. But
Okay.
supposingly, if there is any sort of standard allocation, so let's say your raw material consumption cost is 130 rupees. However, you know that in doing all the processes, there is a standard cost of, let's say, 30 rupees additional. So
Hmm.
what you could do is, under the particular overhead allocation, you can mention that 30 rupees per unit you want to allocate. So based on the
Hmm.
same, your cost of production of finished good can be increased.
Hmm.
So it could be managed in that manner. See, here you can directly mention, if you want to allocate on the basis of some sort of standard costing, you could just mention the
Hmm.
same here, the value directly here, so that your cost of finished good would increase by this particular amount.
Okay, so it will be a different costing P&L, which will not be an integrated P&L. It will
Correct.
not report to financial profit
Correct.
and loss.
This has nothing to do in, this won't be reflected in your P&L overhead allocation. It is just for costing of your inventory.
Okay, so I can generate a product or project-wise costing report on this system as well.
Correct. Correct.
Can you show me how to get that report?
See, we went to this display,
Hmm.
statement of inventory.
Hmm.
Here we went to item cost analysis. And under that same, there is one option that is cost rate breakup. So suppose you have done 50 orders. This was for order number 1. This is for order number 3.
Hmm.
So you could get the bifurcation of the same year directly. That for each particular order, what all cost have been incurred and allocated.
Okay, so that means I just need to generate a sales order every time I fix a project.
Correct. It is mandatory that you generate the sales order.
And automatically it will allow me, while voucher entry itself, I can simply track it to that.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, I do have one more question. See, there are certain components. Let's say I need gearboxes. So we generally, what we do, if we have 10 projects in hand, no, we procure 12 projects, 12
Okay.
pieces.
Correct.
So if I have to make an entry for all 12 items, I cannot do that. No, I have to transfer some item to stock and some to particular project. How
Correct.
to do that?
See what would happen. Taking our example only. Whenever you are doing any sort of purchase entry,
Hmm.
you have purchased, suppose, a keyboard. Now supposingly you have purchased total 5,000 keyboards. Now out of this 5,000, only 4,000 is to be allocated to that particular order. So at the time of this manufacturing journal that you are passing, here you are going to consume 4,000 only, and the cost of 4,000 only would be allocated. That
I have
additional,
to pass a separate manufacturing assembly journal
yes,
entry.
yes, that you need to do, manufacturing journal.
Okay, so I can control my stores and production department by this report itself, day by day.
Correct, correct,
I just need to gather a data on daily consumption. That's
correct. And you need to make sure that there is proper data entry for the same through proper referencing.
So even a stock person makes an entry for the consumption to particular project while issuing material. If you pass that entry, then also it is more than necessary.
Correct.
I don't need to get that data into accounting. I just need to reconcile it on daily basis.
Yes, yes, correct, correct.
That's a simpler way, no?
Yes, yes. Correct.
Any more advanced feature I can use for my manufacturing process control?
See, there are just some of the features. I cannot just explain you with all of the same, but I would just let you know that what all things could be used. There are various options in Tally. One is the reorder level. So I'm now just quickly going through all of the features due to shortage of time. And just two more questions are there. That can you explain FIFO in Tally Prime, sir? So see, the basis of costing let's say if you want to define some basis of costing. So suppose for this particular order stock item only, Tally would provide you use costing and market valuation methods for stock. So we are setting the same to yes. So see, once the same has been set to yes, it would ask you that what is the costing method that you want to adopt. So you want to adopt FIFO, you can select the same here. These are the list of costing methods that have been provided by Tally. You could just directly select the same here from the drop down list. And what is the valuation method? It is based on the average price or last sale price or the standard price that we discussed previously, that you could define the rates here or at a zero price. So that also you could just directly have the same configured in the stock item master itself, and you could create the same. So this was one thing. Now apart from that, there is one more option, that is provide behavior option. When this is useful, now see, there are options like treat all sales as a new manufacturer, treat all purchases as consumed. So many a times certain industries, what they are doing is they are not managing proper inventory for the same. So they would just be passing the sales entry for their stock item, resulting into that the stock and stock summary would be displaying the negative stock. So there has been no purchase or no production, and directly sales entry would have been passed. So in that case, when this option is set to yes, Tally won't make your stock negative. It would rather by default pass the consumption entry of the stock that you have sold. So by default, there won't be any negative stock in Tally. So if you want to manage the same, you can set this option to yes. Now, apart from this, certain other features that you could use, the thing that I think Monish ji asked, see, there are various options in Tally like reorder level. So even if you want to define the reorder levels for your inventory raw material, basically, that also you could define here. Now see, currently here there are options like go down price levels, price list for stock group, and price list for stock category. What is the relevance of this particular option, price list? That also we would look further. Now the thing that we discussed for reorder levels. So now see, once you are expanding the same, we have done to show more and show inactive. Let's say this is your raw material keyboard, and you want to define the reorder level for the same. So you can define the same here, that what is the reorder quantity and what is the minimum order quantity. So let's say if the stock is below 80, then you are supposed to reorder the same. So based on the same, Tally would by default provide you with the report that what is the reorder level and what is the minimum order quantity and all those things. So the report for the same, how the same could be displayed. See, there is one option for stock query. So see here, it would provide you with the complete details that how this has been configured, what is the closing rate, what is the cost price, what is the method of costing, and currently it is valued at which particular costing method. That would be displayed here directly. If you want the report of top 10 buyers and sellers for this particular stock item, even that could be viewed from here. So this is just more or less a complete analytical report that Tally provides, that is for a stock category. Now see, for in this 3 go downs, your stock is lying. So you might be knowing that your total stock is 5,080 rupees, but stock is lying in which particular go down, that you could trace it directly from here. And there is one more option, that is show reorders. Once you press the same, it would display you here. Currently closing stock is this much. Net available is this much. Reorder level is 50. As it is above reorder level, so you are not supposed to order anything extra. So it is displaying that order to be placed should be 0. So Tally would even provide you with a report that what are the reorder levels and at what particular time an order of how much quantity is to be placed. That also would be managed by Tally. Only thing is you need to define the same. Apart from that, one of the question was that how to have an entire cycle from this sales order, how to punch the same. So see, we discussed that under the other vouchers, there is option, sales order and all this. See, currently it is displaying as active. In case the same is not displayed here, you could just select this particular option, show inactive. So what all these voucher types like the sales order, let's say if it disabled, you can just click on the same and enable. Currently job order was disabled, so I can just click on the same and enable the same. Similar thing applies for sales order. So sales order, we enter the same. You could just enter the same from here directly. There is one more option, that price level. You could even define the price list of your particular stock item in Tally itself. So based on the pricing for wholesaler and retailers, if you want to define the same, you can just select this particular option. Based on the pricing and discounts that have been defined in this particular price catalog, sales in under the sales wheel, the prices would be displayed by itself. You're not supposed to enter anything manually. So even that is one of the good option, that is for price level. Supposingly, see, this was one of the sales order that was entered, sales order number 3. Now against that, suppose you want to enter purchase order. So similar thing that you could do is, you could select this tab, control F9. You could purchase any of your goods from Mr. Creditor. Let's say you are purchasing keyboard. If you want to have a tracking for the same, then you could just provide the same. Now see, Tally provides you with one more report. Sale statement of inventory, sales order outstanding. Now currently we placed one order, that was order number 3. Now see what it is displaying, that for this particular order currently nothing is dispatched. So order quantity, sales order is of 50 numbers and balance quantity to be dispatched is 50. Similar thing that we look for purchase order. Currently we entered one of the purchase order that was for keyboard. So ordered is 5,000 and balance quantity is 5,000. So 5,000 is yet to be received. Now soon you enter the GRN for the same, goods receipt note. So this also a feature you could use to track your entire cycle, sales order to PO, PO to GRN, GRN to purchase invoice, and post that you can manufacture the goods and you can dispatch the same. So prior to preparing sales invoice, you could even prepare the delivery note, and the tracking report would entirely be available from Tally. Now see, let's say for that, this transaction, see, it is asking what was the order reference number. So we can select this particular order. Now see, by default provided that we ordered 5,000 keyboard. Supposingly out of this 5,000, we received only 4,000 keyboards. Now let's look at the report for the same. Now see what it is displaying, that ordered quantity was 5,000 and we have received 3,000, 4,000 quantity of goods. So 1,000 quantity of keyboards are yet to be received. So that is provided here. So this report will provide you with an entire summary, that what was the value of PO, how much goods have been received, and what is the pending amount. Now one more report we can look. Purchase bills pending. Now see, for this 4,000, GRN has been passed, but yet purchase invoice has not been passed. So it is displaying here that pending quantity is 4,000. Now supposingly I am passing the purchase invoice. See, again it is asking the reference of the receipt note number. So I can mention the same 3 here. So based on the receipt note reference number, it by default took the order reference number. So see, it by default took the quantity and rate and the value. Again looking to that report. Now it is displaying as nil, as the order has already been cleared. See, this was the 4,000. That was the initial quantity. Pending is 0. So it is displaying that this has already been cleared. So purchase bill is cleared. So this is the entire reporting trail that you could have it. Suppose that we did one entry for sales order. Now see, against that sales order, supposingly you are preparing delivery note. Then similarly, tracking for delivery note is also possible. Alter F8, Mr. Data. See, this is the reference number. Supposingly out of 50, you are dispatching only 30. So coming to our reporting part, it would provide you with a report that for this particular sales order, 20 is yet to be dispatched. So out of 50, this was 50 of sales order quantity was 50, 30 we delivered. So 20 is yet to be delivered. It is displaying the same. And similarly for sales bill spending, so say it is displaying currently that goods delivered for this 30 goods, this has been delivered, but the invoice for the same has not been made. And the second scenario, it would also display you that, let's say, invoice has been made prior to the same, but supposingly goods is not delivered. Then even that would be displayed here. Now we would be preparing invoice of this 30. And then let's see how it is reflected in the report. Going to the sales voucher type, Mr. Data. See, we are just providing the reference of the delivery note and all those things. It by default takes the reference of order number, and the quantity and amount would be displayed by default. See, it by default took 30. Once we have done the same, going again to reporting part, sales bill spending. Now see, that has been cleared. You can set this option to yes, show cleared sales bill. So it would display here that 30 was the quantity and the same has been cleared. So one thing that you could do is you can have an entire trail from sales order to purchase order to GRN to purchase invoice to manufacturing process to delivery note to sales, and you would be having the reporting of all of the things. So that was one. That is one of the good feature of Tally, that you can get an entire trail of the same. Apart from that, you could use reorder levels. Apart from that, the thing that we discussed is pricing. So see, it would even ask you with the option that if you want to define any sort of price levels, then you can define. We have created two price level, retailer and wholesaler. You could create in various forms, like let's say for Western region, you have a separate pricing. For Northern, if you have a separate pricing. For any particular group of customer, you have separate pricing that you could define here. Supposingly for any of the things, let's say brand A, retailer. If you want to define, you can just define that for this quantities less than 500, rate should be 40,000, and there should not be any discount. For from 5,000 to 500 to 1,000, rate should be supposingly 38,000, and discount, if any, should be 1%. And above 1,000, pricing should be 37,000. Discount should be 3%. So based on the same, once you enter any of the quantity in your sales invoice, it would by default fetch that what should be the rate of that quantity based on the price level that you have defined. So this is also a good feature that you could use for Tally. And all of the inventory reports, if you want to view any of the inventory reports, it would be available from this particular tab, inventory books and statement of inventory. We have already seen all this: sales order outstanding, PO outstanding, sales bill pending, purchase bill pending, item cost analysis. Cost estimation is just displaying you with the total cost of production for a particular thing. So let's say for this brand A TV, these two are the raw materials. So what is the costing for the same? So it would provide you with the reporting of the same. This is the reorder level report that you want. If you want to view the same, then even that they have provided. These are all of the items. Closing stock is this much, PO is this much. Reorder levels, if you have defined in any, then that would be reflected here. Hope it is clear
Hello.
till now. Are there any questions? Okay, from Monishi, there is one more question. Can you show budgeting? I think there is some sort of disturbance.
Monishi, there is a lot of disturbance coming from your end, from mic. Monishi. Yes.
Monishi, see, Tally provides with an altogether different functionality for budgeting and scenario analysis. So yes, that is there. Budgeting is possible through Tally, but it is altogether a different module whereby you could provide budgets for your various, let's say, ledgers also, like say transportation expense. If you have provided the budgeted figure that it should not be over and above this, then you could get an entire report of the same, that this was the budgeted, this is the actual, and this is the variance. So yes, budgeting is possible. It is altogether a separate module that needs an altogether a separate session for the same. Apart from that, any further questions?
Yes.
Is there any printed material available for all this?
See, printed material you could get the same from Tally web portal itself. Tally web portal provides you with various configuration details, that how you could configure all of your items or all of the modules that are there in Tally. The configuration part they have already provided in the on their portal.
So, Kunal bhai, can you help can you help show something? So if you can just open budget from the screen and go to help directly.
Let's do one thing. See, soon you enter budget, how to create budgets in Tally.
So you don't have to remember the website also, Munish. All you have to do is type, click on help on the top right hand side, and then you will be directly taken to what is called as Google for Tally. Yes, sorry, Kunal bhai, please.
Yes. So see, just for example, see, this is one of the report that you were asking with. Under the Tally underneath, we went to F1 tab. It would provide you Tally F1. Control F1 is the shortcut for Tally Help. Soon you press the same, it would redirect you to the Tally web portal. And here you could just search the same whatever you want. You mentioned budget, so it is displaying you with all the things, and it provides you with a complete guide of how to configure and enable budgeting in Tally. So see, this is the reports, then these are the manner that you could configure. You could mention in this particular manner what are your budgets and all this, create budget ledgers and all those. So Tally website, Tally portal provides you with a complete walkthrough as to how the configurations can be done and all those stuff. 3 decimal places possible for stock item. Yes, it is possible. See, whenever you would be creating any of the stock item, unit of measure rather. Suppose kgs you are mentioning. I have already done kg, so it won't take again. So you could mention the same 3 here. Once you mention the same 3 here, it would take decimals up to 3. It would take rate up to 3 decimal places. Kunalji, if I see in the recording of the same session, can you provide the same, or where should? For that, you could contact Janakji for the same for recording. How to do PDF file in Tally Prime and export to MS Excel from Tally Prime. So see, it is altogether one and the same. See, here it is providing you with an option, export. So if you want to export something or create PDF, you could directly just click on this particular option. Supposing I'm going to any of the sales invoice, I'm going to export. So here it would provide you with all the options. By default, it is Excel currently. So you can go to the configuration tab, and rather than that Excel, you could just select PDF if you want. So here the file format, it is Excel format. If you want to have PDF, you can select the same from here. So yes, that is possible. Meghaji, you can do PDF or Excel from Tally Prime directly. What is the significance of market valuation in stock item? where it was zero price, etc. So see, these are the various valuation options that have been provided. See, market valuation is more or less linked to your sales price, and zero rated is there. Let's say for any of the stock items or like that, that is basically some sort of scrap only for which you are not going to realize anything. Then you can just value the same at zero price, so that you could have the inventory details that this all quantity, this all number of units are there with you, but the value of the same is zero. So that are just various options that have been provided by Tally. Any option to direct import from Excel, possible through customization. And how to import stock items in Tally? Yes, by default you cannot import directly, but that is possible through customization. Any of the Tally partners can help you for the same. Any further questions apart from that?
Can we import stock items from Excel to Tally?
Yes, it is possible to import the same. Only thing is it is possible through customization. So there are various Tally partners, or you could even get the same from Tally shop itself. So there are various TDLs available. Or if you want that import utility should be as per your requirement, you can get the same customized.
What is the easiest way? Because I have a spare accountant who can prepare a list, whole list. What would be the easier way to do?
See, it is basically a one-time activity only. So if you want the same, it could be done through customization. You can contact any of the Tally partners, and they would provide you with the same. So the only thing is what you could do is you could just punch or copy paste your all the data in that particular Excel sheet, and you could import the same directly in Tally. Based on the same, all the masters would be created in Tally.
Okay. How much dedicated customization is possible in Tally? What all areas are?
See, customization can be done as per your requirement. As such, if you want the same to be done in any particular area, then it is possible. Currently, Tally are not by default means restricted something or like that. Only thing, the balance sheet and P&L formats are freezed. But based on your requirement, whatever reports you want, all those things could be done. So customization in all the areas, all the modules, it is possible currently.
Can you provide a link to all modules available? Because frankly, we hadn't been using Tally for a very long period of time, and we don't have an access and a repository kind of thing we need access to, where we can just select, okay, this is what we need, this is what we don't need, that kind of arrangement.
So see, for the same, what is the thing that various modules of Tally that are there that are currently available in the F1 tab under the help menu. However, if you want something that should be very specific to a requirement, or if you want to understand the same, that what all things further you can explore the same, then I think you can consult any of the partners or like that. They would guide you on the same. They would just review your data once, and based on the same, they would guide you that what all things you could do further.
In fact, Kunalji, if you can just drop in your email ID also, if somebody wants to get in touch with you post the session also, they can definitely.
And I would even share you with my ID. So in case if you want to understand a complete scenario like that, you can contact me post this session.
Please share it on chat so that I can send you a text mail immediately.
Yeah.
So Kunalji, there is a question by Govindji. How many entry are handled by Tally? Is there a count?
Sorry, how many entry handled by Tally means? See, exactly. See, there is nothing like that. That Tally can you can do data entry up to 10,000 only, or you can do up to 15,000 only like that. But see, generally, as the quantum of data entry increases, Post that generally it is suggested by even Tally that you can go for Tally server or like that. So there is no any specific limit, but yes, it is possible that if the quantum is increasing very drastically, then you need to shift to Tally server. And post that also there is too much means lag of time or it gets hanged or like that, then we need to think of something else. But there is no anything like that that you could enter the same up to this particular numbers only or like that.
Yes. Okay. Thanks, Govindji, for asking. So, Kunalji, can we conclude? We are
Yes,
well
done.
ahead of time as well.
Done,
Yes.
done, done.
So thank you everyone. Thank you Munish ji for bringing so many new thoughts to the table, and obviously thank you Kunal bhai for taking out time and addressing such a wonderful forum. There are still so many people around, which even if we have short over time, it goes to show so much of interest is there. So thank you everyone. With that, on behalf of the forum, let me extend my warm thanks to Kunal bhai, and on behalf of Team Tally and Kunal bhai, thank you all the participants. Don't forget to register for next Wednesday session, and more importantly, tomorrow we have a CA session, so do register for that also. We have a CA day celebrations tomorrow at 10:30 for 2 hours, when a keynote speaker will be talking on mandatory audit trail and other features of technology. So see you till next time. Stay tuned, everyone.